My name is Lori Kokoschka, and my husband, Ed Kokoschka, he would run for Team CMMD.
I am Dr. Christine Meyer. I am the founder and president of Christine Meyer, MD and Associates, and I was Ed's doctor. I met Ed probably, let me think, 15 years ago.
We were one of her first patients at her Delaware County office.
I guess he called for an appointment and they said, oh, we have this new doctor, and he's like, I'll give her a try. And we hit it off instantly. Ed he could make anybody feel like, you know, $1 million bucks. I was nervous, I felt like I didn't know what I was doing, and he was respectful and attentive and just made my job so easy that day.
He would always say to us, to me and to other people, you are all I ever need. You're my best friend, you're my lover, you're everything to me. We worked together as a team, and he was a great cheerleader to me, and is selfless and loved me unconditionally. And it's, you know, it's something we, you know, had each other for, and we could lean on each other. And he said, I don't care if we ever have to eat hot dogs every day. We're gonna make sure that you get to your dream of getting your PhD. So he gave up a lot for me. He gave up his own career and different things so that I could go back to school.
My #1 mission in life was to be a good doctor, and from the minute I met Ed, he made me feel like I was a good doctor. And from that moment forward, if he told me I would make a good plumber, I would have believed him, because he just had this way of making me feel like I had it in me, whatever it was. And so that is how I will always think of him, as the person who made me feel like I was capable of more than I thought I was capable of.
He worked for Congolium Corporation for 35 years, and I worked down at the plant too as the nurse. And his men down there loved him, you know, and just because there were times where they weren't, you know, they might have gotten into trouble, but Ed always gave them a second chance. He was like enamored by the kids. He loved spending time with them. He tried to do different things with different ones, like Jaden. He would try to spend time taking him to games, and the girls, you know, he just loved spending time with each one of them.
I remember I couldn't really throw that well, so he would work with me outside, like batting, throwing, pitching.
He would help me try to bat.
Yeah.
I get to hit it far. When I was riding my bike, he was trying to push me, and I'm like, just don't let go. And then he just pushed me off, and I'm like, ah.
He would say, you know, when they would say, I can't do it, he's like, I don't want to hear you can't. He said, you have to try. You know, he said, you don't want to give up.
To never give up.
We don't really know what happened. Ed's daughter, McKenna, found him unresponsive in their home, and I found out later that although she did all the right things and called the ambulance, they were not able to resuscitate him.
Ed was everything.
I knew that he always ran. We talked about that over those first several years.
He was like, I have to get in shape. You know, his father had been pretty sickly as he had gotten older with heart disease. So Ed and a friend decided that they were going to start around like a track and just run and walk. But then he would run like 4 or 5 days a week.
He was a speed demon, but he never acted like it. He could run a slow pace and make it feel like his natural pace, and never made you feel like you were slowing him down, or he could take off.
Try to challenge himself, even in the hardest of times when he wasn't feeling well, even before he had his back surgery and he was really struggling. I think, you know, he challenged himself.
He found out that I was starting to dabble a little bit in running, and we talked about Broad Street, and I remember telling him, I just don't think I could run 10 miles. And he was like, kid, you could do anything you put your mind to. He really encouraged me, and so he was the reason that I ever got up the courage to do Broad Street in the first place in 2009.
He was in such fantastic shape. Like, he would work all night and then go running.
I am also the founder of the Team CMMD Foundation. I felt like I wanted him on that team, and I knew he wasn't going to see my plea on Facebook. So I just sent him a personal email and I said, Ed, this is what's happening. You know, my aunt has cancer and I started this team, and you've done Broad Street like 20 times. Will you run with us? And he sent me back like 2 lines like, you know, we are so lucky that your aunt is who she is because she made you who you are, and where would we be without you? And I'm in, no questions asked. And I'm telling you, of all the people that signed up for that team, nothing meant as much to me as the day Ed signed up.
We would go to church and do things as a family, and then he said, I'm gonna go running. And that was like his time to kind of get himself, you know, do something for himself and do longer runs.
We decided to create a race series to celebrate Ed's 60th birthday, which would have been on Memorial Day, and we called it the SpeEDy 5K race series. Our goal is that runners believe in themselves.
I think he would love that because it really challenges your body, and that's what he was about being healthy, and he would love that the team, you know, supported what he did.
Proceeds from the SpeEDy 5K series will benefit Team CMMD Foundation and the Ed Kokoska Children's Scholarship Fund. I think that he would feel really excited that he had encouraged a whole slew of runners that maybe didn't think they were runners. And everybody that comes out to these races that are going to be putting one foot in front of the other are going to kind of be channeling him and his belief that everybody can do whatever they put their mind to. So in that way, I think he'd be very proud.
As a teammate, Ed was a kind and compassionate person and always encouraged people and cheerleaded them to make it to the end.
So join us June 22nd, July 27th, and August 24th.
Join us.
Join us.
To run your best, speediest 5K ever. Challenge yourself.
Remember Ed.
Make a difference. The SpeEDy 5K series. More information at teamcmmd.org.